That was almost a bad start.
I'm glad nobody saw that. Almost lost the coffee.
Almost lost the coffee. That would have been good. Happy Sunday, everybody. Thanks for joining us here.
Yes, welcome.
That was the close of my heart.
You like messed me all up now. I don't even know what to do.
I went to grab the mouse and I hit the coffee and it almost went all over the place. So yeah, that would have been bad.
That was kind of entertaining. Good job.
We got Eric on. Ooh.
What?
We had like 6 people on, then something happened.
Okay. They saw you almost spill your coffee, and then they were like, I'm out of here. Craziness is happening.
We got Papa Joey on, Eric on the stories, Kathleen.
Vinny.
Good morning, Vinny. How you doing today?
Vinny was there with us in the flood.
He was. We almost died.
We did not. Really. See, stuff like that is why your parents thought we were going to die yesterday. We're fine. It wasn't even that bad.
Yeah, you're right.
Just a minimal, mud flow.
It's a little more than minimal.
Only took out some of the city. It's fine.
We survived.
We did just fine.
So welcome everybody to Paranormal Partners. Thanks for coming back. And if you're joining us for the first time, please go subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and share it with your friends. Really appreciate that.
Yes, please.
So we got a good couple on today.
From they've been with us a while.
A long time, yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And
we like them.
Yeah. I was thinking about it when we first made contact with them. It's been over a year. It's been probably almost a year and a half, I think.
Almost, because it was prior Parapalooza.
Yep, it was. And we had them on Truth About Beer first is when we had them on. So without further ado, we are talking about Doug and Francis with Beyond the Veil Investigations, and they are from Ohio. Let's say hi to Doug and Francis.
Hey, guys.
How's it going?
Good. How about you?
You're awesome. Doing good.
It has been a while, though. You guys were our first podcast ever, Truth About Beer.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We Zoom meeting with you, with the two of you and Joey, and then we went live the day later. Yeah, you were the first ones we ever were interviewed by, ever.
Yep. And I think it was, am I right in saying it was probably about a year and a half ago?
Yeah,
it's been a while ago.
It's been a while.
That's awesome.
So as soon as we saw you're from, because we're from Tucson originally, so we're like, Arizona, gotta show love.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was like, we had a great time with you guys too, and you guys have been part of our Para family the whole time, which is awesome. So how you guys been? What have you been up to? Anything new and exciting in your world, or?
Oh, man, it's been a whole lot of video creating. We've been, we've joined the Paraflix universe, and it's been a whirlwind for us. It's been lots of investigating, lots of video editing, and just been real busy with it all, man. It's been a roller coaster. It's been great.
That's awesome.
So you guys have been doing a lot. I've been watching a lot of good stuff coming out of you guys.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, tons of. We have like 8 investigations we still have to go through, and we have more scheduled. It's just been crazy.
Don't you love editing?
Yeah,
so much fun.
A lot less sleep than we'd like to get, but at the same time, I have fallen in love with it. It's great. The finished product is amazing, and everything from sound effects to subtitles to everything. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's his love.
Yeah,
not mine.
I'm with you, big guy. I'm with you.
Can't do it.
Yep. It's funny because I still love watching you guys because there's just something about you too when you investigate. It's just so much fun to watch because you're almost right there on the edge of your seat watching you guys investigate, which is really cool. I love doing that.
I appreciate that. And by the way, I love your haunted house video. The first one you put up on this channel. Speaking of editing, great editing in that video. I loved it.
Yeah, that's what we like to do. That's fun.
It's good stuff.
So congratulations on the whole Paraflix thing. I think that's great for you
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you very much.
Very cool. So what have you, I don't know if I should ask this question or not. What do you guys have in the works coming up? Can you talk about anything you have in the works coming up? Or
we investigated Bobby Mackey's Music World.
Very cool.
I saw that commercial.
Yeah, we did that in late May, and it's taken this long to go through it all and get it all ready. But this Thursday it's coming out, so we're pretty excited about that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely wanting to take a peek at that.
Yeah,
it was crazy. It was. It won't say too much what happens, but it was crazy. I recommend it. It's very creepy.
It's a cool place.
Oh, it's very active.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really creepy there.
Yeah, you know, and it's funny too because there's lots of locations where there's tons of hype. There's tons of hype. Everyone's scared of it. There's people who won't even go there. You know, we've been to some of these places, like I'm sure you guys have, and you're like, huh, it wasn't that bad. Bobby Mackey's, along with Pennhurst, Bobby Mackey's lived up to the hype. It was
nice.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That makes it worth it then, because you're like, I drove all the way out here. I did all this.
So we're gonna give our audience the benefit of the doubt that they haven't been here with us since day one, and go ahead and let everybody know a little bit about you. How'd you guys meet as a couple, and how you got started doing paranormal?
Well, we met we actually both used to work in an elementary school. I handled the discipline, and he was in special education class, and that's how we met. Was at the school. So, and as far as paranormal, it didn't happen until we got to Ohio. I always dealt with it. I always had a lot of stuff happen to me throughout my entire life, but it wasn't until we moved here and we actually ended up in a haunted house. And we know, of course, you know, it was probably about 2 or 3 weeks. We had a 2-week-old baby, and it was just little things, you know. We had noises at first, you know, we hear like a woman calling out, and it was little things like that, shadows across the floor, and we're just like, what, you know, is it just us? We weren't sure, and it just escalated and escalated. And I actually went to the manager and said, hey, have you heard of anything happening in this house, you know? And he was like, oh no, it's just an old house, they just make noises. I'm like, no, I'm telling you, there are people calling out to us. And it just escalated to the point where we've shared the story with you, where our newborn, she was probably about 2 months old, and I would wake up because I used to nurse, and I'd find her hanging off the bed, and I couldn't understand why I'd find her dangling at the edge of the bed, you know. And I'd tell him, I was like, how is she doing it? She's not rolling down there, she's not scooting.
Freaking newborn.
Yeah. And then after a few times, I actually woke up and she was gone. And so I just remember flying out of bed, we couldn't find her, and we found her near a crawl space. And you know, it was just really traumatic, really emotional for us. And it just was worse from there. Like, she never slept alone after that. She slept with me like every night in that house. And we ended up leaving probably about a month before the lease was up. We paid on 2 houses because it just got so bad. It would set up everything off in the house. All batteries had to be taken out of everything in the house because it would set everything off constantly. All her toys, smoke detectors, just everything to keep me running up and down the stairs constantly. And it was just insane. So when we moved here, the activity continued, but it wasn't like bad. It was just, we'd hear footsteps upstairs. The toys would start going off again. And so we're like, you know what? Let's start looking into this a little bit more. So we actually bought a recorder and a spirit box, and we did a session in the house. And we only did it like twice because I didn't like what we heard. It was really scary. So
yeah, on the spirit box, the very first time we turned it on in the house, we got a clear as day. It was the first time we were playing with this thing. Got the JBL in one hand. I'm like trying to copy Zach Bagan's, like, okay, who's here? And we got a voice straight through the spirit box, clear as day, said, who's there?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Let's turn this off.
You're like, yep, we're done with this.
So you guys have been you've been in Ohio, for a couple of years now? Because you had just recently moved when we met you guys, didn't you?
Well, we had just recently been on YouTube when we first met you guys. We've been in Ohio for like pushing 10 years now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We spent, you know, both grew up in Tucson, our whole lives in Arizona, but the last 10 years we've been in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So
what made you move there?
Sorry.
Wanted to start something new, try something different. And so we cashed in all our savings from working at the school and just upped everything and moved with our 2-week-old baby.
She had a friend who lived up here and been trying to get here for years, you know. A friend throughout childhood had lived in Tucson and Ohio with her different parents. She'd been trying to convince her for years to get up here. And so, you know, we had the new baby. The lease was up. We just cashed into retirement.
Time to go.
Yeah, let's try.
I was just trying to figure out like what from Tucson made you think, oh, let's go to Ohio. Like, friend, I got you.
Okay. And you're from Ohio, aren't you?
My family is.
Yeah,
that's right.
So yeah, they're from Cleveland parts.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I believe it was that was right up the road from us, I believe, because we're in Parma. So.
Oh yeah. I have one of my uncles lives in Parma because it's Brook Park, Middleburg Heights, that whole area. So I know those houses. They creak.
Very creepy basements.
Yeah, especially the unfinished ones. Those you're like, no, I'm good.
we still have to. I know I keep saying this. I've been saying this for almost 2 years now. We still have to get out there to see you guys.
We haven't been out to Ohio since then. That's
I
why.
know.
Yeah, well, and same with us. I mean, her mom, and she has tons of family who still live in Tucson, so we have to make it down to Arizona as well. So
see, we'll have to switch it.
Yeah.
I see a future traverse. Was it in Oracle? or some
Future trip.
right?
Well,
Mm-hmm.
you'll have to stay on after the episode. So I want to talk to you guys about something, but we'll talk about that afterwards. But so when you got into the second house and you noticed that the activity actually followed you, you guys started doing investigations on it. Have you learned anything from it? Have you discovered the source? Do you know what it is now at this point? Or you still don't know?
To be completely honest with you, we still have no idea. I mean, still to this day, we'll see things at the corner of our eye, or we'll hear something walking around going up the stairs. But, we really haven't gone out of our way to communicate in the house. Our daughter, actually, our 8-year-old daughter, she has gone on some of this stuff with us. She's been to some of these locations, and she wanted to in the house turn it on one time, and she caught an EVP with the name of Hazel.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing we've ever learned about it.
Because I just don't know if it's just because it's been around me my whole life. And then our daughter, we can tell it's the same with her because she has seen things. But like we have an older son who babysits her, and they've been alone and things happen in the house. And he doesn't like it. He wants no part of it. He don't even like if she talks about it when it happens, and but she'll come to me and she'll be like, she'll tell me what she saw and stuff. And I'm just like, because you have to make sure they know you believe them.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. And her and I have been in this house talking, and straight out, we heard it. We were in the kitchen. She's talking to me. We hear this little girl say, "Hello," clear as day. And we're just like, and I'm like, "Oh, no, that's one of your toys." Just anything I could to play it out. She's like, "Mommy, I heard her. Don't lie to me."
Wow.
You're like, dang it. Oh, well.
She's not afraid of it, but it's like, it unnerves her because she doesn't understand totally why.
But at the same time, she understands more than you think she does.
Yeah.
It's a voice out of the middle of nowhere. It's kind of,
son, he's 22. He wants no part. He don't like it. It scares him. And so. And
that's okay.
I don't know if you can see the comments on the screen or not, but Vinny says you guys should come out for the Vulture City Paracon.
Ooh, Vulture
City. Cool.
Is that out in Arizona?
Yeah.
It is.
That's in, it's just outside of Wickenburg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's the second weekend in October. That's not a lot of time to give you a heads up, but
Wickenburg is south of Globe, isn't it? I think.
Wickenburg is
north of the valley.
It's kind of over like Prescott-ish.
Oh, okay. Oh, Wickenburg. I think we drove through Wickenburg on our way to Vegas from Tucson.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So it's kind of up and over. So
it's been a long time since I've been out there.
Yeah.
See, you forget.
It's very different out there now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you guys remember the very first investigation you did together?
Yeah, it was Ohio State Reformatory in Mansfield, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
It was our very first one. It wasn't too expensive, and they let 100 people in there in one investigation for a public. So it's noisy, it's loud, it's hard to get anything, but it was our very first one, and we fell in love with it after that. It was incredible.
Well, that's kind of good for your first one because there's enough people there, so it's not overly creepy factor.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. And after that first one, we were hooked. We haven't stopped since. It was incredible.
We do privates now though because of all the noise and stuff. So we're like, we can't go around a bunch of people anymore.
Once you start, once you're seriously filming for something, even YouTube. I mean, even when we're filming for YouTube, it was better just to have the place to ourselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. We felt that way recently. It's just it's too hard to get real evidence when there's so many people. There's so many factors because you have to count everything out, whether it's true or not, because you don't know.
Exactly.
So
then you got young people that sorry, go ahead, Keith.
No, you're good. You're good. Keep going.
I was just gonna say because you go to these things sometimes and there's young people there for kicks and they're screaming and yelling and having fun with their friends.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Sometimes it is a little hard to be quiet for an EVP session on a public.
Yeah. Well, that happens with us too, because we have such a tight knit group, and we're all great friends outside of investigating, and we don't always get to see each other. So a lot of times we go on these investigations, and it really is
turns into a
hey, I haven't seen you in 6 months. It's great to see you again, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And sometimes you lose sight, and it does make it a little bit more difficult to get evidence, but it's still a good time, and we still manage to get some good stuff with it. So your very first investigations, you guys had never done it before. What was your mindset on the first investigation? Like, were you skeptical? Were you know?
It was more just like, because we had so much happening around us, we're like, let's go out to another location, just see if we can catch anything. And I just remember that one of the first things, I went to the original hospital, and I wasn't expecting. I just remember putting the spirit box on. I asked a question, and this like moan came, and it scared the crap out of me. I'm not gonna lie, I was so unexpected. I was like, okay, I can't do this, and I started to walk out, and we got this voice that said, "Where are you going, lady?" And I was just like, oh my god, Once you calm down after that first, thing, it's just it's exciting, but
and we lucked out for our initial, cherry popping investigation, for lack of a better word. We really lucked out because that location's incredible.
Oh,
and we've been back there a few times, and it never ever lets you down. So our very first one, catching so much and so clear, we got really lucky. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. No, that's very cool. That's very cool. Now, you guys have done investigations with groups in the past, though, right? You have gone.
We've never collabed with anybody yet. Oh, just one time, a friend of ours from YouTube, but that's it. We've always been alone.
I remember when you talked about that one. So that was the only time you ever did a collab. Then, so
so far.
Afterlife Paranormal. Joe he's from up in Michigan. He came down and we did Hillview together, which was an amazing experience. It was a great time. Shout out to him.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
But that was the only time we've ever been with a group.
So you guys know more than a lot of people then. So does being connected relationship wise, do you think it helps you in paranormal investigating? Have you seen where it is a benefit to you guys to be connected emotionally?
Oh yeah, of course. And it's for one instance, I don't know if you guys have ever dealt with this, where you start to feel anger, you know what I mean? Where you're investigating and all of a sudden you can't figure out why. I'm getting super angry with her because she won't turn her flashlight off. I'm like, I'm trying to get footage in the dark and you won't turn your flashlight off. And I don't behave that way towards her, ever. I don't. But just to be with somebody who can know who I am and know how I behave and say, he's acting ridiculous. I know him. I'm not going to take offense, and it's not going to ruin our whole night. Right? Just as one example of how.
Because we were investigated in the morgue one time, and I just knew something was wrong with them. I was like, okay, it's time to go out. We need to go take a step out because there's something wrong with you. So it's easier to recognize when that's happening.
Whereas if I was with anyone else who I'm speaking to that way, they'd get their feathers ruffled, and
they'd have been like, "Stop being a dick."
Yeah, exactly. Man, you want to go, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
But just as an example of how us being in a relationship kind of saved the day, that one night.
And Francis is like, let's go outside and have a breather, and you need to have some water.
Count to 10.
Go outside.
Have you ever found investigating that being connected is a hindrance to you guys? Has it ever worked against you, or has it always been a positive thing? Do you think?
I think it's positive.
I can't think of a time where the fact that I'm investigating with my wife had created a negative experience. I don't say that it can never happen, but so far we haven't experienced anything like that.
And for me, it actually helps because we've been in some really negative, and it's like he's able to like I had experience at a prospect place where something was like following me around, and I was freaked. I mean, he knew I was freaked. It's like that safe feeling, it's like I know he's telling me it's okay, you're gonna be okay, and it's like that comforting that I'm like, okay, I trust him, I know everything's gonna be all right, he's got my back, so that definitely for me helps me a lot.
Yeah, that comfort for sure. So if anyone wants to know, do you ever get contacted by people to help them with paranormal activity?
Oh, that's actually never happened.
Well, it happened once, and I think that a long time on it kind of made us shy away for a little bit of that. Yeah, we actually had somebody contact us on Twitter and told us they had all this activity in their house. It was like when we first got on Twitter a couple of years ago. And I was like, okay, oh yeah, we'll come out there. They want us to drive to Pennsylvania. And all I know is about 2 weeks later, I started getting all these messages about this person saying, don't trust them. It's so-and-so's brother. And it was this big thing of some man pretending to be a woman who, it was the craziest thing ever in the world, trying to lure us out there apparently. And police were involved in their situation. And so after that, anytime someone sends us DMs about stuff like that, I ignore them. It was scary. It was really
That's
really
crazy.
Yeah, it was really crazy. So
I forgot about that.
yeah, it was like, I'm like, what in the world? I had no idea what was happening, and it was some strange, twisted story. And somehow they put a thing out there looking for help, and we're like, oh yeah, well, and all these people responded, and they started sending us messages, and then all of a sudden we started getting messages from these other people who knew this person had multiple identities on Twitter. It was the craziest thing ever. So
That's
after that, worried us a little bit after that for a while.
That's the only really good thing is I've been reached out to by a couple of people from work, family, cousins, friends. And I'm like, okay, I give them Vinny's website because he has this whole like intake form that kind of makes them answer all these questions. And I tell them always at the bottom, say that, you want me and Keith to come. Never once have they filled out the forms because I've never heard from Vinny. So I don't know, again, if it was some sort of scam and they just didn't want to do it, but it kind of makes me feel better to have that little, comfort blanket from Joey.
Yes, that's true.
That's true, Joey. People are scarier than ghosts.
That's true.
No, that's why I like, Vinny's intake process, I think is phenomenal because
really good.
I think by step 2, I think if you're just screwing around or you're just somebody who wants the attention, you're going to bail. I don't think, I could be wrong. I know Vinny can attest to see if anybody's actually followed it through all the way in the end, but
if you truly need help,
it's just
out there.
It's just scary because I don't think I'd want to go into somebody's house. I mean, I'm good with a commercial place, a place where nobody's living or it's abandoned, whatever. You're not going to affect anybody in a negative way, really.
Mm-hmm.
You go into somebody's house, and even if you can,
if something does happen,
I
don't want to freak them out. I don't want to make them
Right.
feel like they have to sell their house
Right.
or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like that's life changing. So
you don't know how people are going to react.
It's not. I'm not an exorcist kind of person.
yeah, I'm not dealing with that.
I'm not walking around with the dang bishop's collar. I'm here to save the day for you. It's
Right.
like, you want me to come in your house, I can turn my stuff on and try to get an answer.
Yeah.
I can blow some sage around, but
I can't tell you what's going to come out the other end of that spirit box.
And you going in there can actually stir it up more.
Exactly.
So that'd be scary too.
I mean, I think family might be a different story. Hey, you have an aunt that calls up and says, "Hey, I got this in my house. Come check it out." That's a different story. But to go into a complete stranger's house and just start, first of all, it's like us. We're still, even though we've been doing it for almost 2 years. Papa Joey, myself, Lindsay, all our team.
Yeah.
We're still new at this.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not going to claim that I can clear spirits. I wouldn't want to clear spirits. It's not something I want to do. So Vinny says, we got a few, but normally try to advise by phone as an investigation could be more harm than good. I agree with that. 100%. So.
And that's the way to be open and honest about it.
Yep. Yeah. That's interesting. So you had some freaking nuts out there.
Oh, yeah. That freaks me out even more. I mean, I already don't like people to begin with, but
And the fact that he has that attitude, you guys have that attitude, it just adds to the validity of what you do. It's like, okay, I'm going to come in your house, but you have to let us bring our cameras and all our people in there, okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
For our episodes.
Yeah.
No, because I can't even imagine how scary that would be if it, like with you and the baby. I mean, if you're somebody who doesn't want to look into it, doesn't want to know about it, like that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So,
like Wendy says, if you do in a house, just let them know what you captured or what you got, and it's up to them to make the decision where they want to go from there. Yeah. So,
but like you were saying, I mean, if it makes it worse,
right?
We've kind of dealt with that in the house too. The more we talk to it, the more it riles stuff up, and then when we leave it alone, it kind of simmers down.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine that for somebody who doesn't know how to handle it.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
so.
Like Vinny says, the ones that we do set up a visit, when the time comes, they usually bug out. That's what I could see happening. Once you take them through all those steps, they're like, screw it, we're done.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
I'll deal with my cupboards opening and closing. It's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally fine. Just make sure.
Exactly.
Just try to teach them to reclose it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Teach them to make you a cup of coffee or something.
Right?
Just do something worthwhile.
Come on, guys. I'll get it all set up. All you have to do is hit the button.
Just
at
hit the
6
button.
a.m.
Just
I'm
do
fine
it.
with that.
So this question is kind of irrelevant since you guys haven't really done a lot of groups, but sensitive wise, do you think you guys make each other more sensitive to the paranormal being together? I'll word it a different way. I've seen times where you guys kind of separate and go into different rooms. And somebody will go back and get a piece of equipment. Do you feel a difference when you're not in the same room together versus when you're in the room together?
Well, for us, I've always told him that I always feel like we're like something about when we're together, we're like, it's like stronger around us.
Right.
I've always felt that with the two of us. I'm like, when we go in this room, it's like, boom, you could just feel the electricity everywhere. I don't know why, but we've never really separated at places. Because usually if I'm in a room, he's always filming at the other end.
Right.
Yeah.
Same thing. Because he tries to get me to go alone. But I still haven't done it because I get so much activity around me. It makes me uncomfortable. I'm like, if I get this when you're in the room with me, what's going to happen when I'm alone?
Exactly.
I'm not brave enough yet.
Every investigation, I charge the walkie-talkies just in case. I'm like, all right, all the time. I charge them every time. We haven't used them yet.
No.
We will, though.
Yep. See, the one day you don't, she'll be like, I'm going to do it. And you're going to be like,
No, you're not.
Yeah.
That's funny. So what? Oh, wow, we're already at this scary question. You can. I'm going to let you ask.
Where are you
one.
at?
Number 7.
Oh, you don't want to get in trouble this time.
No, I don't think they're going to get.
I don't think they're going to. They should be okay. So what qualities do you find beneficial in your partner in terms of investigating?
You always cause fights with this question.
Yeah, this is our fight question.
Well, the good thing, Doug is very level-headed. Doug stays calm. I'm the one that gets worked up. I do. I get really worked up because it gets intense. I love how level-headed he's just calm. And no matter how crazy and intense it gets, he can keep us he gets me calmed down. He's able to just, take control in the situation and just help. I just really love that. I just feel safe around him. That just really helps, I think. And because we've been like Pennhurst and Ashmore Estates and some of these locations that it's intense,
And Bobby Mack's as well. The
Yeah.
basement of Bob. I hope you guys someday get the chance to go there.
The basement.
The basement's like a whole separate location. It's
Oh, that's cool.
That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
it's crazy.
One, as far as me go, it's her sensitivity to everything. It's like, let's say we have 45 minutes where we're not getting anything, and she's the one filming me, so we switch and I give the camera to her, and she's like, all right, let's go in there, so we go in there, and that's exactly where the damn things are hiding, so
Yeah.
her
She wasn't going to go in there by herself. She wanted you to go in there.
her sensitivity and her ability to sort of feel or sense where there may be someone watching us or something hiding, it makes the investigation process much more fun.
Yeah.
And lucrative evidence wise.
Right. So here's an interesting question. Since you've been investigating together, obviously, Francis, it seems you have more the connection with the spirits. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Doug, have you seen a difference? Are you starting to get more of a connection since you guys investigate together, more so than you would have had before?
Is this a personal question for your own,
What?
No.
Shouldn't, I didn't even think about that. Honestly, no, it wasn't from, no, but I was just curious because, typically in a group, there is somebody who gets more of the attraction with the spirits, and to see if the other partner, if that bleeds off to the other partner ever. So,
no, it most definitely does. One thing I can tell you is that, we've been to Prospect Place a million times. So sorry, a lot of our stories are about that location.
No, it's fine.
But like 2 or 3 investigations ago, we went there again, and, for the first time, and it's happened again since then, but for the first time, she is filming me, and we're in the chapel area, or Constance's bedroom, but it was the chapel as well. I saw with my own eyes, I don't know how to describe it, just like it was like a misty energy. It wasn't anything that was picked up on the camera because I was seeing the energy. It was like a cloud of, it's impossible for me to describe, but it was the first time I've ever seen anything like that, and it drained me. Once I saw it, I was done. I went down, I sat down, and I didn't get back up again. It was it was the most intense thing I've ever experienced.
That's cool.
But just, that's an example of how I feel that the more we do this and the more I spend time with her in these investigations, it's definitely rubbing off on me. Definitely.
There is hope for you.
There is hope for me still. But for most of the people listening right now are very familiar with what you're talking about. For anybody who is not familiar and has never done investigations, to hear about it draining somebody, you can say, yeah, okay, that happens. But to physically see it
Yeah.
It's pretty intense to
Yeah.
watch. I've seen Wendy almost fall down from being
It's
drained,
exhausting.
and it's just crazy when you experience it. I can't
Mhm.
imagine what it feels like. I've never had it happen to me, but it's
Yeah.
just it's crazy,
And just
absolutely crazy.
to be able to go to these investigations and see things with your own eyes, it's something else. It makes
Mhm.
the whole thing worth it, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I did have another question and I lost it. So, popular question we typically get from the audience. What is the most frightening experience, I guess I would word it, that you guys have ever had? Have you ever had anything that just shook you to the core?
Well, the most recent one you'll see on Bobby Mackey video.
Mhm.
But before that, for me, it was probably Prospect Place when the thing that happened that followed me, and only because it had never happened to me before. All I know is I was investigating, and the best way I can describe it is when you investigate and you feel like it gets darker around you.
Mhm.
And that's what it felt like. And I told him, I would try to film him, and I was stepping in the corners of the bedrooms trying to film. He's like, "What is wrong?" And I'm like, "I don't know. There's just something, and it won't leave me." And everywhere I went, I'm like, "It wants us to leave. It wants us to leave." And he's all trying to investigate. I'm like, "It wants us to go home." And we ended up leaving. I had to leave. I just couldn't handle it. And for like about 2 or 3 investigations after that, I was so jumpy. I was so freaked out, and I finally worked through it. But for me, that was probably the worst experience.
Yeah. For me, I don't normally get like super scared, and I'm not saying that because I'm this big tough guy. I'm just being honest. I haven't really had a moment where I've been really scared to my core, like what happened to her. Now, there was a moment at Post Town Elementary in Southeast Ohio where we were hearing voices, hearing doors jiggle, and hearing footsteps and stuff. That was like 10 things all around us at once.
It was crazy.
And there was a moment where I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's like, okay, I'm a little freaked out.
I'm not feeling comfortable right now.
Yeah.
But I've had stuff like that happen, but like I said, not trying to be Mr. Tough Guy. I'm still waiting for that moment where I'm just horrifyingly scared.
Nothing's gotten you to the core yet.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? That may never happen because you guys are so intrigued by what you do.
Yeah.
That I think maybe your adrenaline will take over
Mhm.
the fear aspect. Maybe you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You're excited to see
Yeah.
something happen,
Mhm.
and we get that from a lot of people. A lot of people say, "No, nothing really terrifies me." And then I talk to some people, and they're absolutely terrified sometimes.
Mhm.
I think more so if you were to have an attachment or take something home with you, I can see the fear with that.
See,
Possibly.
and I was gonna say I'm not really scared. I mean, I get my hair messed with a lot. I get my shirt tugged on, all that kind of stuff. But my biggest one was when we were doing that antique store.
Oh,
Like
yeah, we
I
do have them.
literally, and it wasn't a scary thing. And Francis, I know you probably have felt this way. When you go out and you have like the guy that comes up to you and it's just that big, overwhelming, like standing next to you thing.
Right. Yeah.
That's how it was. And he was literally, and I explained it to everybody, like he was literally right on my elbows on both sides. Like he would just stand right behind me. He wouldn't let me go. He would just stand there. And it wasn't a scary thing. It was just like dude, back off. Like, get up off me.
Yeah.
So.
That's a great question from
Oh,
Joey.
that's
There.
good.
Do you have any rituals you do before and after an investigation? That's a great question, Papa Joey.
Before, not really. The only thing I make sure now is I don't bring anything with me that has anything to do with our daughter. Because in the beginning, she would send little notes with us, and she wanted us to carry with her. And then we actually had a couple investigations where it said her name, and I did not like that at all because we don't, I don't even
That's separate.
So I stopped bringing anything with me that had anything to do with her because it was just like, no, how is this? I didn't like it at all. But
as far as when we're leaving, I think we kind of, after we pack the car up, we just kind of look at each other and look at the place and just kind of say out loud that, nothing's allowed to follow us. You do not have permission to come in this car or come home with us. Stay here. You belong here. You're not allowed to come here. Something to that effect.
And we sage our home.
Yeah, we sage our house as well. We do that after each one.
Yeah.
That's a
you
good
can tell the
practice.
difference. If you don't, we can tell the difference after an investigation in the house. The energy is very different.
That's crazy.
It's as much for us as it is for the house.
Yeah.
Well, especially since you guys already have activity, you have something in the house. When you come home from an investigation,
You have that like,
energy,
tail energy.
just must be incredible. And for for the energy that's already there in your house. It's like
Yeah.
it's like two little kids getting to play together. You know,
Oh,
the energy just goes through the roof.
Letting 2-2-year-old boys loose in your house. That's what's happening.
So that's another good question to lean into. So have you guys ever come back from? I'm stuttering today. I don't know why. Too much coffee. Have you guys ever come back from an investigation and not saged the house, and then all of a sudden your activity just goes nuts? Has that happened?
We've had a couple times we'll come home and just won't think about it, and a week will go by, and it just you can just
weird stuff.
Yeah, but you'll hear the footsteps. My son had an office chair up there, and you would just hear it roll right across the floor. And I'm just like, okay, we have to sage this house. It's crazy. Our dog, will get up one night. She got up on the bed. And I woke up, and she's just standing at the edge of the bed, and she's just growling by the corner. I'm like, okay, I don't like this anymore.
Oh, that's weird to have the dogs growl. We've had weird dog stuff happen too, but no growling.
Yeah, she did that one time. I'm like, the next day, I'm like, we're doing it tonight. I don't care. So,
right now, it's 2 a.m. I don't care.
Yeah.
So, we try to do it right after now.
Yeah, we've learned it's best to just do it either probably the next day. Once you wake up with your ghost hunting hangover.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't sleep.
Yeah, it's exhausting. Sometimes we come back and I'm like, I am just tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to bring my dad's comment back up real quick because it's kind of funny because they had never been to Globe, and I wanted to take them up to Globe, to show them the town and everything. Because I'll talk about what we're going to be doing up there later, but it was kind of neat to let them experience. And my dad's huge into history, so I figured, we'll take him by the jail.
The
He'd
history
like that.
part of it,
and we didn't even go there for any paranormal aspect of it, but I wanted him to see the jail because he's so into the Western history, and he
and it has all those bottom rooms that has like all the list of the sheriffs that's been there.
Right.
We talked about how they shipped in like all the jail cells from other places, so he was just in heaven looking at all the paperwork, looking at all the signs. It was just amazing.
So we're going through the jail. I'm showing him different things, and he had his own experience.
Nice.
And like I said, we weren't even there. Had nothing to do with paranormal was the reason we were there. I just wanted to show them the town, just have a nice time, and went out to dinner, just had a good time, just to get them out of the house and have some fun.
Yeah.
And it was kind of neat to see it happen.
It was so funny
because, you talk about it all the time, and unless people really experience it, I don't think they can appreciate it.
Yeah.
Right. And
thankfully it wasn't anything terrifying.
No, but it was still neat. It was still neat.
He was standing. You guys know the Gila County Jail and Kingsley's cell, where the cell meets in the corner, but they have that walk around piece. So he was standing right at the corner where the bars meet, and he felt a tug on his shirt, full on tug from one of the girls that was down lower. And I told him, I said, oh, it happens all the time. And he just looks at me. Really? I'm like, yeah, was it just like this? And I did it to him. And he's like, yeah, just like that. Happens all the time. I said they were just mad because you weren't looking for them. They were talking about the history, talking about the jail cell, you know what I mean? Talking about everything else but the paranormal part of it. So I said, you were getting yelled at by little girls.
That's all. I'm happy. Yeah. I'm happy that happened. That's really good stuff right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the 3-year-old that's like, excuse me, I'm here too.
Yeah, I'm here. Pay attention to me. And I told Vinny about it because Vinny asked how our trip went, and he said that it could be because Dad reminded the girls of their grandfather.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Interaction could have been. So
I didn't even think about that.
So what I think is neat about it is, especially for me being such a skeptic that everybody knows that I am, it was cool to see it happen to somebody who's not a paranormal investigator.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to see it happen randomly like that was a neat experience for me.
There's value in that. That's amazing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think that changed your dad's aspect a little bit too.
Well, that's why he said he's leaving the investigating to us.
I don't think he'll be doing it anymore.
That's right. You guys are going to the hotel.
No,
you guys are lucky.
So upset we can't go. I want to go so bad. We'll do it another time.
Yeah, we have a lot of places we need to go. And Papa Joey says he's jonesing for an investigation, which we're gonna have a lot of investigations coming up.
We're gonna have
soon,
a lot to be doing when it's not hot.
Yeah, we're making a lot of visitations back to Globe.
Yeah,
you guys have to contend with that heat, man.
It's tough. I mean, luckily, if you go places like up north, it's a little bit cooler. It's it doesn't change it a whole lot, but it's a little bit better.
I remember when we did Penhurst, it was in
July.
It was in July.
Oh,
here.
It
was right in the middle of COVID, so we couldn't do anything. Couldn't go to all the downtown stuff and everything.
Yeah,
pretty much wandering around outside in 90-degree heat and 100% humidity. It was rough.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna melt that night.
Yeah, that sounds gross.
And then the opposite of it, we've also done places up here in January and December.
Oh, it's so cold.
It's
cold. It's like 20 degrees. We're like, oh my God, it's so cold.
The weather does affect it though. It affects your mindset.
It does.
And it affects the way the location feels for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, your whole body too, because you're now using that energy for yourself, either to cool or heat yourself, and you can't expel that energy for them.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
The only thing cool when it's hot, I will say it's a benefit, is when you get that cold draft from the entity or spirit, whatever it is that's around you. When it's 107 degrees,
you feel it.
And you feel it cold, and there's no air conditioning or fans or nothing in the place. That it's a little more validity to it.
That's when you just beg them to come back and be like, just
stand here for 10 minutes.
Come to me.
Paranormal AC.
I know. Just come. Just one on each arm, please.
Right? Have you guys ever gotten? I always ask this question, and I'm glad to hear the answer. I hear most of the time, but I only heard it a couple of times. Was a yes. But have you guys ever gotten any flack for investigating as a couple? Like people say you guys are making up evidence or anything like that. Has anybody ever said that to you?
She's the one who does. I don't. Have you ever heard anything like that?
Oh, everybody's been pretty supportive to us. We stay out of any drama. But as far as towards us, we've had a lot of support. We've been pretty lucky,
Yeah.
I mean, I hope it shows that we are 100% real. We don't need to fake anything. We don't.
Right.
It's like it's real, and we get what we get. And if we don't get anything, then we show you don't get anything. But it's like we've been pretty lucky actually out there from other people. So.
Yeah.
What happened to you guys? Everyone ever give you a hard time?
No, we've heard of some people, and we've seen a lot of over the last couple of years. We've seen a lot of bullying in this field, and it's kind of sad. It really is, because you know what, there are those out there that I'm sure do fake everything they have,
and they're probably the ones bullying people.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. So I was just curious because when I think when George and Carol are on, they kind of said that they had got a little bit of flack from the beginning, with what they do. And maybe it's because he was on, Ghost Adventures or whatever, cause
he thinks he's special.
But yeah, I like to ask that question because it's because everybody we've had on has been incredible, including you guys. And, we know you guys you're legit. You know what I mean? You guys are out there. We watch you live. I mean, you see it live.
Right.
So, we know you're not full of crap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When you kind of watch it live, it's hard to fake it. I mean, you come up with the evidence later, but you're like, I watched that. I saw what happened. Like, there's no way,
Right.
So.
Live investigations were crazy. It's been a long time since we did one, but man, those are crazy.
Yeah. Yep. Well, what I like about them too, and everybody from the ones that we had watched in the past for you guys, everybody who was on was like, they were all excited. Like they would point things out that was happening. And it was so cool to watch those comments come through, so. I
can't remember the one I watched. I think it was a hospital or a school or something.
It was that one.
I don't remember.
We did Fairfield County Infirmary, and then we did Live from Prospect Place once, and then we did was the first one.
I can't remember.
It's been so long. I
can't
freaking remember.
What was the one with all the fireworks in the background? You guys had all the fireworks going on. That was
terrible. That was annoying.
Oh, and Randolph.
Randolph. That's was the first one.
Yeah. I saw the Randolph one. That one I remember.
I don't know. I just remember watching one of them, and Francis was in the room and Doug was recording, and he kept going, "What the hell was that?" And I'm like, I bet you he's turning around, and you're like, I don't hear anything, and he's like, there's something behind me.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah. So what's without giving anything away, because I know you guys are doing Paraflix stuff now, so I don't want you to really give anything away. But what's on your bucket list?
Man, bucket list. Like, are you like bucket list reality or bucket list if we ever get super rich?
Both.
both.
If you get
Why not?
super
Hey.
rich, because we're coming too.
Well, my ultimate bucket list is would be to investigate in the Ardennes forest in Belgium, where the Battle of the Bulge happened. Where the foxholes are still there today from what the American soldiers went through over there. And I just think that would be the most incredible ghost hunt ever. Mm-hmm. If you could sit in one of those foxholes and get an American guy saying something to you on your recorder, that would be the most incredible thing ever for me. That's my bucket list, the Ardennes forest.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty.
That's
like that was. I didn't even think about that, but that made me think of what was the one in Japan on the hill.
Oh, the Hamburger Hill?
Yes.
Hamburger Hill.
That would be good. Yeah, because they had all the tunnels and everything to get down in those tunnels and kind of, that'd be crazy. So I didn't even think about stuff like that. That was good.
Well, to Doug's point, though, any military battleground you visit, it's just got to be screaming with activity. You can only imagine.
Yeah, and especially from back in the day, like it's not like it was now where they wish you away and get you medical help. Like you laid there and had your leg cut off and made it or didn't. I mean, it wasn't.
That's why I love to go down south. I'd love to go to, some of the Civil War battlefields and, even some of the plantation houses that are down there where they triage soldiers. And I mean, it's got to be full of activity. That'd be crazy. Awesome. So was that was your fantasy bucket list then?
That's definitely the fantasy bucket list. One day when I'm super rich, so it'll never happen. But one day.
Never say never. Never say never.
Never know. You might have some rich uncle from, like 4 uncles ago.
Yeah, right.
Stuff happens.
Hey, you're doing Paraflakes. You never know. Somebody might pick you guys up and say, hey, we have an investigation.
We're going to send you here. No, he'd just have a stroke and die. He wouldn't even make it. He'd be like, no.
Keep your report ready.
Right. Francis would be like, come on, we're going to the hill anyways. You better let's
go. That's awesome.
What about you, Mama? What's your bucket list?
As I always say, mine is Doll Island, which I will make it someday. I tell him I will make it there. That's my.
Heck yeah.
I've always wanted to go there, and I will go there someday.
I'm all for you on that.
Yep, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make sure we do it. So
I think that one would probably be easier.
Yeah,
because it's not really like a protected touristy kind of place. Like you just have to get there.
Yeah,
we could do it. We get a boat.
That's right.
We got this.
Yep.
And I'll be on the boat waving to you guys. Hey guys, looks good.
You ain't even gonna be. You'll be on the dock going, bye y'all. See you in a couple days.
Right. Come back and pick us up a couple days later.
That's right. We've got some tequila to drink.
Guys, go drink some Coronas and tequila. You guys have fun.
We'll be good. Pitiful. That would be a good show right there. The guys sitting there and the girls going and without them.
Right.
Terrible.
That would be a great show. That'd be funny. That would be funny. So you guys leave Arizona, right? You get into paranormal investigating. You've got to be thinking, shit, we got to get back to Arizona and go see this, and that.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. So we weren't even into this stuff at all.
Yeah.
Right.
It was on Travel Channel for fun, on Saturdays or whatever.
Yeah.
We didn't get into it till we were over here. So, it's like, even the slaughterhouse in Tucson. Once we saw that, we're like, well, I didn't even know that was haunted.
Yeah, I
didn't even know it was like what?
It was way down the street from it. I'm like, what? Got to go back there and investigate it now.
Yeah, and then in Globe and Sparkle, and we never even heard of these places. So
Yep.
And the bird cage never really took full advantage of it when you were close.
Right.
Yeah.
Right down in Tombstone.
Yeah.
That's funny. We want to get out there. You guys want to come back here.
That's the way it always is, though.
We'll do both.
Luckily, we know somebody over there.
Yeah.
We can go visit.
There's a lot of good places out here to investigate.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Ohio and the surrounding states up here, it's loaded, man.
Yeah.
Loaded with paranormal locations.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the problem, though, because that's the problem we face, and we've all talked about it in our group. if we go back there, we can't just go for 3 days.
No, it's
you know what I
gonna
mean?
be
It's
like-
got to be like a 3-week
3-week,
endeavor to
month.
go back there. So
Mhm.
that makes it difficult.
Because
But
there's so many. Like I can't just go out there and go see 3 things and then come back. Like I
Right.
spent all that money to fly out there. So
Yeah.
wait, you think you got New York, there's New Jersey, there's North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida. Everybody we know on the East Coast,
Everybody.
it's like it would take easily 3, if not more.
Mississippi, we can't.
There's
So
a
we need
lot
to like
see,
section it off by state, maybe.
right?
Right.
The good thing is we can pretty much work from anywhere. So that's a positive.
Here-
So.
Here soon.
Ooh, what does that mean?
No, not a good ew. To get 3 seconds into political, I don't know if you guys follow anything, but I will work in healthcare and I'm not getting vaccinated. So as of November 1st, I will no longer have a job.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
So
about that. But
I'm
good-
not.
Good for you.
If
to
they're
stand-
gonna make me do that, I'll figure something else out to do.
I'll do
So
the same thing. Not to get all political, but I don't know how.
I'm
easy this
gonna
is.
stand for what I believe in.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yep.
More ghost hunting.
I don't know if I can cuss on your show, but F your vaccination.
It's everybody's choice.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. If you want to get vaccinated, just like the flu shot, I'm not going to judge anybody for getting the flu shot. I'm not going to judge you for getting the Hep C shot. Whatever you want, you do. Don't make me do it.
Right.
It's my choice.
Oh, I say the same thing. We've known people that have died from the virus, and it's a scary thing for a lot of people, especially if you're elderly.
Yes.
And if you want to get the vaccine to help protect yourself, I
Then go
fully
for it.
respect
Yeah,
that.
of
You
course.
should get it if that's what you think, you need to do, for sure.
Yeah.
But the idea of forcing it on people, I just
Yeah.
don't think that's a good idea.
You're going to tell the nurses in the cesspool that they have to get vaccinated. Really?
Right.
Because they haven't seen what it does.
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah, that's a little outrageous.
I think it's entertaining.
All right, enough
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
enough politics.
More
That's good.
ghost
It's
hunting for
not
me.
a political show, but hey, that could be a
We're ghost hunting.
yeah, like in
See?
Paranormal politics.
paranormal politics. Uh-oh, another show.
There we go.
I think we have enough shows.
Yeah, we do have enough shows. We got enough crap going on.
Please, thank you.
So you guys haven't done anything in your house in a while, huh? But as far as spirit
No,
box or anything like that?
no, just because like the other day we were here, he was in the shower and my daughter's playing and I just hear footsteps. I'm pausing and I hear it walking and I'm like, oh my God, I'm all creeping up the stairs and I peek in the rooms, I'm like, it's just constant and I'm so afraid we'll just kick it up,
Yeah.
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 It's not bad or anything. It's just constant.
Yeah.
you know?
And especially you're like, I still need to work. I still need to sleep. Like, I
Yeah.
don't need you guys having a party all day.
Right. It's just, and our daughter, she has a hard time sleeping in her room because she's always hearing things and
Yeah.
Right.
because she's sensitive to it. And we actually one night we had her sleep downstairs. We set up a video camera in her room because I couldn't understand what she kept saying. I'm hearing voices talking to me, and we're like, okay, she just doesn't want to sleep in her room.
Yeah.
So we actually put a camera up one night, and sure enough, you just see little things moving around. And I was like, okay, it's probably just, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was watching. He had just gone to work, and it's like 5:30 in the morning. have my face against the computer. I'm all watching this little blinking light. I'm like, it's just like dust, and I see it moving behind the camera, and all of a sudden somebody just hit the camera really hard, and I just,
Really?
I was like, oh my God,
Yeah, it shook. It was
hard. It was hard.
Oh, that's crazy.
So it's like stuff like that. It's like it just makes us scared to like entice it.
Yeah. No,
No, absolutely.
I agree.
Well, it's here. It's not hurting anybody. It's not
Yeah.
negative. Exactly. So
Yeah.
we just kind of accept it, and like we'll be here reviewing, and we'll hear something go off the table, or we'll hear walking through the hallway, and we just stop for a minute, like, you hear that? Yeah. Okay. What I
Okay.
mean?
Just making sure it's not just me.
Yeah.
So
See, so I totally agree with Vinny on that, but I also, for me, being stubborn the way I am, like what happens in our house,
He gets mad.
kind of want to get to the bottom of it. I want to
Right.
know what it is. I want to know who's here. It's never been bad. It's
Right.
just I like to know. I'd
Until
like
it
to
messes
know
with the dogs,
well, that's
and then
true.
he gets
then I
mad.
get pissed. So
Yeah.
that is the one time I really get mad.
He was super mad.
So
Messed with the dogs, freaked out the dogs, and he was so mad. He runs into the room. He's got his ghost tube or spirit box or whatever. And he's like, you're going to tell me who's here and you need to leave my house and you're not going to screw with my dogs.
I mean, my dog was cowering in the corner in
Yeah.
the closet. I've never seen her do that before. And
Wow.
it just, I instantly
He was
just
over it.
got
Like,
pissed. I don't know
big
what it
protective
was.
bear. He was
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah,
Who's
exactly.
Fucking with my dog.
Oh man. All right. So last question for you guys. I'm going to reword this a little bit different because I don't like the way it's worded, but since you guys have been investigating, has it changed your relationship in any way as far as being a married couple? I mean, has it brought you guys closer together? Has it added things to your life that wasn't there before, maybe?
Well, I'll say an emphatic yes. Well, if nothing else, it gets us on the road traveling together.
Mhm.
You know, we do these investigations, you know, oftentimes we're far from home, so we'll get a hotel, you know, and then we'll wake up in the morning, go get breakfast, and then slowly make our way back home. So it is a lot more travel time out of the house, which has been a very, very awesome thing for us. So
Mhm.
you know,
It's like extended date nights.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, and
That's
especially
exactly.
after being together so long, like that's the stuff that everybody's like, oh, you just don't do things anymore. And you're like, we do all the time.
And really, it's got us with our kids too, because we bring them with the ones we go far.
Yeah.
We'll do a hotel and we'll actually set up private tours so we can take them.
Yeah.
So they can be part of what we do also. We
Absolutely.
private tours, let them go around. They'll let them do little EVP sessions, and then we'll take them to the hotel, and then we'll go investigate.
And
all
then
of
go
them.
back. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, so they can be part of it because we do so much of this that,
Right.
you know, we just want them to not always be left out. So we
Yeah.
have to find ways to bring them in also, and they love it, you know.
Yeah.
My son loves it to a point. You
Get
know?
us vacations. You
Yeah.
know, we get the hotels for 4 or 5 days, and we're out somewhere that's not home, and it's a vacation. We turn to make
Yeah.
an activity out of it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I'll stay home and I'll go swim in the pool and you guys can do whatever you want.
So,
Now,
so
that-
as a family and as just the two of us, you know,
Yeah.
as a couple, it's definitely been an amazing experience the last few years.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
That's
That's cool to hear. I like to hear that. Well, cool guys. Well, as always, I want to really thank you for joining us today, man. It's
Yeah,
a pleasure.
it's always a pleasure chit chatting with you guys.
Yes.
We love it.
Yes.
Yeah, we haven't had a chance to talk in a while, so it's
I
kind
know.
of
No.
yeah,
I can't believe it's been so long.
it's been a long time.
Yeah, I was telling him, I was like, I never see them on Twitter anymore. I mean, I'm not on Twitter as much either anymore, but I'm
Yeah.
like, I haven't talked to them forever. We used to interact all the time.
Yeah, we do more Facebook
Yeah.
and Instagram.
Well, we still do Twitter. Michelle's still handling Twitter for us. So
Well, for us,
yeah,
we're not on Twiter.
yeah, we don't do Twitter because
Yeah.
we don't understand it.
Yeah.
So,
I don't do Twitter.
yeah. but
Probably better, believe me.
Yeah.
so if people want to find you, they can go check out your YouTube channel, Beyond the Veil Investigations.
Yes.
And I highly recommend you go watch what they have on their channel and go subscribe to their channel because
Good stuff.
you guys are awesome and it's a lot of fun to watch you
we
guys.
appreciate that.
So
Yeah.
and then we'll have to get you back on Truth About Beer again too to do
Oh
one of
yeah,
our-
for
Yeah.
sure. We miss
Yeah.
everybody.
yeah, we'll do our paranormal talk episode
Yep.
with you guys and let you guys share some evidence and stuff with us. That'd be kind of cool.
And drink some beers.
Yeah.
And drink some
Yeah,
beers.
there you
That's
go. There you go. Got to keep your priorities straight.
always a positive when you're drinking beer. Always.
Ghosts, beer, then everything else.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Everything else falls
Hey, you
into
got to
place.
put the wife in there, okay? Ghost, beer, wife, and then
Yeah,
you
there you go.
got
I'm in
What's
there
on it?
somewhere.
right.
No, because it's automatically a package deal. So
Well,
Yeah.
that's true.
when you say ghost beer, it means the both of you.
Don't try to save it.
All right, I'll shut up.
Keith is
Don't
right.
try.
Thank you very much.
He's like, you're the automatic, like unsaid number one.
Right.
Don't
Yeah.
don't try to save it.
That doesn't
Don't try
work?
to say no.
Oh well, I tried.
If you don't verbalize it, it doesn't mean anything.
That's right. We want to hear it. We got to
I want
hear
to
it.
hear it.
But take note, Doug. Take note.
He's all writing it down.
Yeah, exactly.
Say it out loud. Okay.
Take notes now.
Well, cool guys. Congratulations on doing Paraflix. That's
Yes.
awesome. You know, keep up the good work. I'm excited to see what you have coming out in the future. And we'll definitely get back together on a couple shows again and talk
Oh,
about
for
it
sure.
and let you guys share
And
stuff.
then
So,
for the Bobby Mackey's thing, is that coming out on yours or just the Paraflix?
Just the Paraflix for now
Okay.
on Thursday. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect.
awesome. We'll have to check that out.
Keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
That'll be cool. That'll be fun.
So,
Well, cool guys. I'm gonna have you guys hang on in the just for a couple of minutes. I did want to talk to you about something when we come back. But
Okay.
it was great seeing you guys.
Yes,
we-
thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Mama,
We love you
Joey,
guys. We'll see you soon.
Come see us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will for sure.
Yes.
And real quick too, Joey, you're in our thoughts. We're thinking about you and your family, everything you guys are going through. Him and his daughter and his son-in-law. We know we've been interacting with her. We know the whole story. Just you guys are in our thoughts. We love you.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
pretty heartbreaking and stuff. So prayers out that way.
We're always with
all the
them.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, guys, cool. So we'll talk to you in a few, and thanks again for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you,
Awesome.
guys.
Thank you.
All right, talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
I love them.
I love them.
I
They're
miss
awesome.
them. I haven't realized it's been that long.
It's been that long. It's been crazy, since this whole merry-go-round started.
Right.
Yep.
It's been a mess. Learned so much.
Yeah, we have.
I can't believe it's only been that long.
It's only been that long.
Like we've only been doing this so long. It feels like
It feels
it's
like
been
forever. Yeah, I know. We have, we always stress parafamily. We
Yes.
started that. Joey and I started that, and then everybody kind of jumped on board with it, and it's just
I like how it's spreading.
it's awesome. It's just really cool to bring everybody together and just have such a tight knit community. So
Yes.
it's a lot of fun. So we want to thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Before we let you go, I can talk. Go check out Truth About Beer and The Unexplained Tuesday nights. Yep, we have a lot of cool stuff going on. I'm going to start having more paranormal talk coming up because of the Paracon in Las Cruces, New Mexico. So we're going to have some speakers on in the next couple of weeks for that. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Excited.
So check that out. Also, if you guys are into reading and you like some paranormal books, check out my dad's podcast called Bio to Books. He interviews up and coming authors and talks about his books. He has a new release coming out soon, which is another paranormal
The Soul of Juby Walker.
reincarnation, which we did an episode on.
He's
a
the
couple
lovely
weeks ago.
gentleman who got his t-shirt tugged.
So go check that out. And as always, if you're looking for any type of paranormal equipment, please go check out Ghost Hunters Outlet with Vinny. He's got all the equipment
And
you
like
could
I'm gonna-
possibly need.
Yes. And like I'm going to say, I do need to make an order from him.
Yes, we got to get some of these lights.
I want some of those lights and I want that new spirit box.
Yes. Yep.
It's not. Yeah.
And if you guys are into health and fitness, I do have a health and fitness podcast that I started. I've been way behind on videos, but that'll come soon because I've just been so freaking busy with everything else.
It's not like you do anything else.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Why do you think you're so busy?
Special. I don't know. I don't think I'm special, but hey. And then if you guys haven't seen it yet, you have to go watch Sleepless Unrest.
Very good.
I'm ready to go watch it a second time, to be
Mine
honest with you.
too. I was thinking that.
That's why we bought it, so we can watch it. a
I
second
know.
time.
Maybe we should do that again tonight.
It's a great movie. Go check it out. And if you guys know anybody who wants to get on and do a YouTube channel, maybe doesn't have the means to do it, needs help, with video editing or audio, Papa Joey's awesome with audio, so we can help you guys out. Have them contact RCJ Productions at rcjproduction@gmail.com. Go check it out. I do not have a website, but maybe that'll change in the future.
Never know.
But go check it out if you guys are interested. If you know anybody that wants to be on one of our shows, whether it's Paranormal Partners, Bios to Books, or Truth About Beer, and send them our way. We're always looking for new content, always looking for new guests.
Yep.
So
We like meeting new people.
we do. We love meeting new people. So
That's how we find good people.
yes, that is a fact.
But then that just makes more trips we have to make. So,
Yeah, so what? It's fine. It's exciting.
That's okay.
So we do have a couple of weeks, probably have a big announcement coming up on a project we're going to be working on. So we'll wait for that to happen. But in the meantime, I want to thank everybody for joining us today. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye,
So,
guys.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
We'll see you.
Thank you.